Listen. Listen to that quiet hum inside you. That constant, barely noticeable background noise of anxiety, shame, insecurity. Familiar, isn't it? That feeling, buried deep beneath the layers of smiles, achievements, and I'm fine masks, lives something uncomfortable. Something dark, shameful, angry, weak, passionate. Something you desperately hide not only from the world but from yourself. Have you ever dreamed of simply stopping the fear? Of not flinching at criticism, not shrinking from disapproval, not feeling crushed by betrayal or loss? Have you dreamed of being the kind of person untouched by other people's opinions, whose boundaries are sacred, whose inner core is a granite rock in the stormy ocean of life? But be honest. Where are you right now? You are exhausted. Exhausted by the endless chase for approval, by the constant need to be enough. Good enough. Smart enough. Strong enough. Pleasant enough. You give away pieces of your soul, your energy, your time to anyone who reaches out. To a boss who doesn't value you, to a friend who only shows up in crisis, to a partner who takes your care for granted. You respond to every message, get pulled into every argument, explain, justify, try to please. Just to avoid rejection. Just to keep a shaky peace. Just to not be seen as bad. This constant emotional, psychological, physical availability is your prison. You are a full-time firefighter in other people's lives, while your own inner home quietly burns down. You wear a mask. Shiny, firm, perfect. The mask of someone strong, successful, reliable. But beneath it? Beneath it is emptiness, exhaustion, a feeling of fakeness, and the bitter question. Where am I in all this? Where is my truth, my strength, my life? You are afraid to take off the mask because you believe no one will love you without it. You are afraid to look into the eyes of your own shadow. Your suppressed emotions, your anger, your wounds, your unacceptable desires. You run from your pain. You numb it. You distract yourself. But it follows like a shadow. It shows up in sudden anxiety, outbursts of anger, self-destructive behavior, relationships where you are hurt the same way over and over again. That pain is not weakness. It is the cry of your abandoned soul. A cry you have ignored for too long. It is time to stop running. It is time to face the truth. Your vulnerability is not a curse. It is a result of a war within you. You have lived too long for others and forgotten yourself. And that forgetfulness is killing you, drop by drop. Why? Why are you stuck in this trap? Why does the world seem to press on your most painful points again and again? Carl Jung gave us a key. We are not what happens to us. We are what we choose to become. But that choice is often unconscious, shaped by fear. The root of your pain lies in the divide within you. Like most people, you split yourself in two. Everything you consider good, acceptable, worthy of love you pushed into consciousness. That became your mask, your persona. And everything bad, inconvenient, shameful, frightening. Your anger, your wrong desires, your childhood wounds, your vulnerability, your raw power. All of it was shoved into the dark attic of your unconscious. That exiled part of you is what Jung called the shadow. And here is your greatest illusion. You believe you can control how others treat you by controlling your mask and suppressing your shadow. You believe, if I am good enough, strong enough, smart enough, helpful enough, they will love me. But that belief is the root of your suffering. Control is an illusion. People act from their own wounds, their own projections. Your attempts to control their perception are doomed to fail. In trying to be good enough for everyone, you become a tool. And manipulators feel it. They sense your need for approval like sharks smell blood. They press your buttons. The buttons connected to your unhealed wounds. And you react automatically. Explaining, pleasing, exploding, giving more. Why do words hurt like knives? Because they hit your open wound. The part of you that you never accepted. Why do you feel emotionally trapped? Because your energy is being drained. Into explaining, into fear, into suppression of truth. You are a fortress with wide open gates. Anyone can walk in and take what they want. Jung warned. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life. And you will call it fate. The problem is not that you are too emotional. The problem is not that you care too much. The problem is that your inner boundaries are so thin, they cannot protect you. And so, life keeps hitting your deepest pain points. Not to punish you. but to wake you up, to force you to finally see yourself. Your pain is not the enemy. It is a signal, a map, and the map leads you to the place where you abandoned yourself, to your shadow. You were taught to avoid it, to label it evil, but the shadow is not evil. It is wounded, rejected, banished. It holds your power, your truth, your creativity, your raw aliveness. And the more you suppress it, the more you suffer. But here is the paradox. When you stop running from it, when you turn toward it, not to fix or destroy it, but to see it, to understand it, to give it space, then it transforms. It stops being the monster in the basement, and becomes your strength, your clarity, your spine. You don't need to become someone else. You need to return to who you were before you were made to believe you were not enough. And that return begins not with action, but with awareness. Awareness of when you betray yourself, when you abandon your needs to please, when you say yes while screaming no inside, when you become silent to keep the peace. Each time you do this, a crack forms within you, and through that crack, your energy leaks. Healing is not a grand breakthrough. It is a daily choice. A choice to stop abandoning yourself. A choice to stop playing the good girl or good boy. A choice to stop explaining your worth. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be real. And real begins with presence. Feeling the anxiety in your chest without numbing it. Allowing the tears to fall without shame. Letting your hands tremble without judgment. This is how you reclaim your power. Not by fighting who you are, but by allowing all of you to exist. You cannot integrate what you do not face. And you cannot face what you keep escaping. Sit with yourself. Even when it is uncomfortable. Especially when it is uncomfortable. Breathe into the ache. Let the storm move through you. It will not break you. It will free you. Stop performing. Stop fixing. Start listening. Your inner voice has not left. It has only been buried under years of noise, comparison, distraction, striving. You were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be whole. And wholeness comes not from addition, but from acceptance. The journey is not upward. It is inward. Not into the light, but through the dark, because that is where your truth has been waiting. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not broken. You are simply waking up. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are buried. Under expectations. Under roles. Under the weight of trying to be everything for everyone. But the soul, the true self, it never dies. It waits. Waits for the moment when silence is finally louder than the noise. When the exhaustion becomes heavier than the fear. When pretending becomes more painful than truth. That is where your healing begins. Not in changing yourself, but in remembering yourself. The part of you that was wild, curious, honest, before you were taught to be small, to be good, to be nice, to be quiet. The part of you that screamed when something felt wrong, that danced when the world felt alive, that cried openly and laughed without asking permission. She is still here. He is still here. Not weak, not wrong, just waiting. Waiting for you to stop asking the world who you are. Waiting for you to stop negotiating your worth. Waiting for you to stop performing and start feeling. And that starts in stillness. Sit, breathe, close your eyes. Let the body speak. Let the ache rise. Let the armor crack. You do not need to fix your pain. You need to meet it with tenderness, with honesty, with patience. You are not behind. You are becoming. Let the tears fall. Let the numbness melt. Let the fear speak. Say to yourself, I am here. I am listening. I will not leave myself again. And repeat it, not once, but every day, until the nervous system begins to believe you, until the inner child begins to trust you, until your soul starts to stretch again, like a body waking from deep sleep. This is not a one-time ritual. This is a daily devotion. To presence. To breath. To truth. You were not born to perform. You were born to be whole. And wholeness is not shiny. Not perfect. Not smooth. It is raw. It is honest. It is alive. Stop looking for permission. To rest. To feel. To take up space. To say no. To say yes. To begin again. Your permission has always been within you. All you needed was to hear it. Let this be your return. Not to who you were, but to who you truly are. Let the noise fade. Let the expectations fall away. Let the roles dissolve. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to understand yourself. And the more you remember your truth, the less you will tolerate what dulls it. Your boundaries will become sacred, not walls, but living skin, sensitive, alive, clear. You will no longer abandon yourself to make others comfortable. You will no longer apologize for taking up space. You will no longer shrink so others can feel big. Because you will know that you belong, that you are enough, that you have always been. The path is not linear. It spirals. It dips. It rises. But each time you return stronger. Not harder, but softer. More present. More embodied. More you. Your healing is not selfish. It is the medicine the world needs. Because the more whole you become, the more your presence heals those around you. Not by fixing them, not by carrying them, but by showing them that it is safe to come home to themselves. Let this be that homecoming. Let this be your exhale. Let this be the moment you stop searching and start being. Not perfect, but real. Not finished, but honest. Not fearless, but free. Take one deep breath and say, I am here. I am whole. I am home.